Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today is a good day. My name is Mukhtar Abakar. I'm here with my colleagues Al-Amin and Bashir Bala and Abdul Hakim. So we are here to discuss about weather changes or the changes of weather in Malaysia and other countries. So the weather changes, we found it very difficult in here because we never thought this is the system of the weather that will come ahead. Though I can say a lot of things about the weather, that I have been several places and I find a lot of things, a lot of changes. And about the Malaysia, I think it's just two weathers they have. They have just two. They have two exchanges. I can say they just have a rainy season and the hot season.
Yes, that's right. Even me, before I come to Malaysia, I was expecting that here in Malaysia I can get even snow.
Yeah.
But after I came, then I realized that there is no any weather like snow here in Malaysia. Only weather they have only hot weather and rainy season. That's only the two weathers that I found. I high estimate the weather, but I get it wrong. Because me, my favorite weather is cold.
It's
cold weather. That's why I found it
very
difficult to me.
As for my experience on Malaysian weather, I think Malaysia is a tropical country with hot weather and high humidity and sometimes and a lot of wind all year. But recently, things the weather has started to change. More heavy rain and during the monsoon season, which causes flood, and these are changes many people's life in the society.
Very good. The first time that I was coming, I was like talking to my brother, like, am I going to take my jacket and a lot of things? Because I was even ready, because I thought I'm going to have these changes. I will see different things, but he told me like it's not even about equally blanket, because if you come with it, you're not going to use it. For real, I was hoping, for sure. I was hoping to come with it because I thought I'm going to I am going to.
Bashir, I think this weather we have in Malaysia, there is no any difference between Malaysian weather and Nigerian weather. Right?
Okay, so like the Malaysian weather is different. My country, like Nigeria weathers.
Okay, so I think your part, maybe your state.
Yes, exactly. Like in Nigerian weather, like we having three weather. We have rainy season and dry season and harmattan season.
Okay,
so even in Malaysia,
the time I'm talking about, like Nigeria, we have three weathers, right?
Yes.
But if you look over the maybe Europe countries, you will see they even have snow.
Yeah, they have snow, but sometimes people were thinking because it is Malaysia, very close to China. China, they are having snow. But what did you experience about the weather of Malaysia?
Yeah, I may experience the weather, but in Malaysia, like I expecting like how come
new changes, but
it's very changing.
Expectations more than how we were
changing
right now, right?
My expectation is I expected like come to snow in this country. So my experience, but the weather is hot.
It's very hot.
It's very hot. It's very hot. That is why.
It is around 40 degrees centigrade. And in Nigeria, it's 30 degrees centigrade.
30 above. 30, like 35 or 30.
But how about you? Did you find it very difficult here when you
Actually, yes. So the extreme hot when I was not yet.
Yes.
And I able to cope with it due to that in Nigeria we have many weather and we have experienced it. So But as I mentioned, things changed, and there are a lot of rain now, and
Yeah, but you know, like it's not even in only Malaysia that is having this just two season, just rainy season and the hot season. Even when the time that I was in Egypt, it is just two weather they have. It is just cool weather and just the rainy season. But they are all cool. It is kind of different. It's not and they're not like a rainbow because if it is rainbow, the time that the sea is going to be very cool. There was a thing that I was experiencing my one in terms of food, the time apart from that, think about how can this way in Malaysia be well? Because it's not like we have Malaysia, we have a lot of mountains and sea that I'm expecting if a place have this kind of mountains and sea and a lot of will be like somehow called. The reason is that you have all this kind of stuff is when there is a rock. In terms of cool, if there is a rock, it is more cooler than living in normal circumstances. But when there is a rock, the rock consists of the hot. It shows the hotness. When there is a rock in the place, that is the mountain, it increases the temperature of the location. If it is in the cool weather, the rock used to increase the weather, and if it is in the hot weather, the rock used to increase the weather too. But how about you when you say
I think this weather in Malaysia, in my opinion, I think maybe this weather like they are affecting agriculture.
Agriculture?
Yes, like they're having two seasons, two weather in the air. So I think they are affecting like rubber, something like that.
For sure. But I don't think it is going to be very effective because they used to rail like
but
rice.
nothing will affect the
agricultural resources.
Yes, nothing will happen to it because they have a lot of rainy season. No?
Yeah, why? But sometimes if the rain is over, the stuff used to be collapsing because the heavy rains and even the soil.
Okay, I think with all this, I think Malaysia have to find a way to deal with the weather changes.
Yes.
And I think this is possible through using two approaches, which is adapting to the weather, and the second is mitigating. And mitigating is reducing the causes of climate change by cutting down trees and cutting down on greenhouse gas emission and promoting sustainable land use. This means using land in a way that protects environment, such as planting trees, building a very solid road and others.
But
I think Malaysia has to look into this thing to deal with their weather changes.
You know, most of the time, we were hoping to have something different. Though, like what happened in I think it's November. I never experienced that cool. There was a cool. You can remember, like there was 3 days raining and there was a very cool, and I even wore my jacket. I was never thought like it's going to be cool like that. I was like thinking like, is this Malaysia? I was thinking like they have a lot of pots and even their own raining is kind of different. When in Nigeria, when there is rain, there is cool. But even in Malaysia, maybe they will be raining, but you never even experience that the rain is falling. But how did you find it when you see a lot of their own kind of restorations, especially at the part of their own their own life in the weather?
Now before that, I came ask one question. Let me say again. What question you asked?
I mean, I'm trying to explain that Malaysia try to adapt to the weather changes and try to use their own mitigation. I think using these two methods will help them to balance their lives by I think in the farming aspect, farmers will be able to at least predict to some extent that okay, this season and the day is very poor, so we will be able to plant. So that's what.
So how they are some of the countries adopting the climate change?
Yeah, the problem, the issue is that they are already familiar with that. It is their own nature. Like we Nigerians, we are going to like be complaining about the changing of the weather. It's just the kind of weather that they have. We are already familiar with the cool weather, and now they are here. They are just created here, and they are built here. They grew up here from their own from the beginning of their own ancestors. So it means they are already familiar with it. It is just us that come here. We are going to find it very difficult. They already have the but
they can adapt their improving cloud management, building better what call this drainage systems to reduce flooding in sites or construct flooding barriers.
We have come to the end of our video where I have heard a lot of opinions from my colleagues. He talked about the weather of Nigeria. We have 3 weathers, the cool and hot, and in Malaysia it's just 2 weather. But we are trying to adopt with the weather, though we are trying to find the yeah, we do. So thank you for the video, and thank you for today, and thank you for watching.